welcome back to our Bible study. Today we're going to read Mark chapter 6. Make sure, if you haven't prayed already, pause the video and pray, and make sure you follow us along in your Bibles. I'm going to read the first 18 verses. Okay. Yahushua left there. He came to his own town. His disciples followed him. When it was the Jewish day for rest, Yahushua went to the meeting place. He began to teach the many people who were there. They were very surprised about the things that he was saying to them. "We do not know how this man learned these things," they said to each other. "We do not know how he knows so much. And we do not know how he does all these powerful things. We know who this man is. He is the carpenter. He is the son of Mary. He is the brother of James." Is it John?
Joseph.
Oh. James, Joseph, Simon, and Judas. His sisters lived here in a town among us. This was the problem that they had with him. People everywhere may speak well about a servant of Elohim, but the people in that man's own town will not do that. Yahushua said to them, his own people and his own family will not speak well about him. Yahushua could not do any powerful things in that town. But he did put his hands on a few sick people, and he made them well. Yahushua was very surprised because the people in that town would not believe. Then he traveled through the villages that were round there in a circle. He was teaching the people in the villages. Yahushua asked his 12 disciples to come to him. He started to send pairs of them to tell Elohim's message to people. And he gave them authority over bad spirits. Yahushua told the disciples they must not take anything for the journey except only a stick. They must not take bread or bag or money in their pockets. They should wear shoes, but they should not take extra clothes. Yahushua said to them, "In each town, stay at the first house that you go into. Continue to stay there until you leave that town. Perhaps you might go to a town where the people do not accept you. They will not listen to you. So you should leave that town. Clean that town's dirty dirt off your feet, so then it will be clear that they have done something wrong." So they went out. They told the people that they must change their minds. They caused many bad spirits to come out of the people. They also put oil on many sick people, and the sick people became well. People told King Herod about these things. People were talking about Yahushua. Some people were saying that Yahushua was John the Baptist. They also said that John had become alive again. That is why Yahushua does these very powerful things, they said. Other people said Yahushua is Elijah, and other people said he is a servant of Elohim. He was like Elohim's servants who lived a long time ago. But when someone told Herod, he said, "This is John. I sent a soldier to cut off his head, but John has become alive again?" Herod himself had sent his soldiers to take hold of John. He had said to his soldiers, "Tie ropes round John's hands and feet and put him in a prison." Herod had done that because of Herodias.
Herodias.
Oh, Herodias. She was the wife of Herod's brother Philip, but Herod had married her. John had said to him, Herodias is your brother's wife. It is against the rules for you to have her as your wife. Is that it? Yes. So the part that stuck out to me was verse 15. It says, other people said, Yahushua is Elijah. And other people said, he's a servant of Elohim. He is like Elohim's servant who lived a long time ago. So they thought that he was John raised from the dead. But what I didn't really get in this is like John, he did do the same things, like preached, but nobody, unless Yah gives them the power, does the same things that Yahushua does, because Yah's working in Yahushua, so it's basically Yah doing it. So I don't get why they would say that, but yeah, but he did teach the same things as Yahushua, and he was baptizing people and stuff. So. Anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah. Where it says, and he marveled because of their unbelief, and he went round about the villages teaching. Now, this was because when he was in his own town, then the people were like, wait, isn't he from here? He can't be like that great. And what's interesting to me is that he's like, Yahushua is like marveling at their unbelief, like, because he's doing all these things. It says that he went around and healed a couple people too, but they're just still not believing because he's from that place. So yeah, that's just something that stuck out to me.
Okay. All right, this is gonna read the next 19 verses. 19 to what? To 38, right? Oh, okay, just start reading. Okay, let's go. Herodias was very much against John, so she wanted to kill him, but she could not do that. That was because Herod was afraid of John. Herod knew that John was a good man, and Herod knew that John was a servant of Yah. So Herod kept John safe. Herod liked to listen to what John said, but he did not know what to do about it. The things that John said. Then on the one day Herodias had her chance. It was Herod's birthday. Oh yeah, it was Herod's birthday, and he asked many people to come to a special meal. Important men and officials and the rulers from Galilee were also there. The daughters of Herodias came in and she danced. Herod and his visitors were very happy when they saw her dance. Asked me for anything that you want. The king said to the young woman, I will give it to you. And he promised what I say. What I say is completely true. I will give you anything that you ask me to give to you. I will even give you half of all that I rule over. The young woman went out and she said to her mother, what should I ask him for? Ask for the head of John the Baptist. Her mother replied. The young woman returned quickly and she spoke immediately to Herod. I want the head of John the Baptist. Put it on a plate. Do it now. Then Herod felt very sad, but he did not want to disappoint her because of his promise, all his visitors and heard it. Immediately the king sent a soldier. The king told the soldier that he must bring John's head. So the soldier went to the prison and cut off John's head. There. Then he brought it back on a plate he gave to the young woman. The young woman gave it to the mother. People told John's disciples about it, so they went to the prison and they took away John's dead body, and they buried it. The apostles all came to Yahushua. They told him about all the things that they had done, and they told him what they had taught. Many people were coming and going. Yahushua and the disciples were too busy to even eat. So Yahushua said to them, "Come with me to a place where there is no other people. We should be alone together. Then we can rest for a short time." So they left the crowd. They went away in a boat together. They went into the wilderness, but many people saw that they were leaving the town. Those people recognized them, so they ran out of all the towns, and they reached the place before Yahushua and the disciples arrived. Yahushua climbed out of the boat, and he saw a large crowd. Yahushua felt sorry for them. He thought to himself, they are like sheep. They have nobody to lead them. So he began to teach many things. When it was almost evening, Yahushua disciples came to speak to him. We are here in a place in the wilderness. They said, soon it will be dark. The people do not have anything to eat, so send the crowd away now. Ask them to go to the farms. Go to the farms and villages that are near here. They can buy some food for themselves. Give them some food to eat. You should do it. Yahushua replied. So the disciples said, "We cannot go to buy bread for the people. A man just must work for 8 months to get 200 coins that we would need. We cannot give food to these people." Yahushua asked them, "How many loaves of bread do you have? Go and see." When they had looked, Yahushua spoke to They spoke to Yahushua again. "We have 5 loaves and 2 bread, 2 fishes." 5 loaves, 2 fishes. Is that it? Yeah. You're supposed to read? They said. Okay. So, Busy, what did you get from these verses? It's the part that I'm reading right now. It's like when is this like when he fed the 5,000 when the kid was there, or when they just like? Cause this is the kid. 5,000. Oh, this was without the kid. Like that's just I was just wondering which story it was. but it's gonna tell you more about this story in the next verses.
Yeah.
And he commanded them to make them all sit down by companies upon the green grass. And they sat down in ranks by hundreds and by fifties. When he had taken 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, he looked up to heaven and blessed and broke the loaves and gave them to his disciples to set before them. And the 2 fishes divided he among them all. And they all did eat and were filled. And they took up 12 baskets full of fragments and of fishes, and they that did eat of the loaves were about 5,000 men. And straightway he constrained his disciples to get on the ship and go to the other side before unto Bethsaida, while he sent away the people. And when he had sent them away, he departed into the mountain to pray. And when even was come, the ship was in the midst of the sea, and he alone on the land. And he saw them toiling and rowing, and for the wind was contrary to them. And about the 4th watch of the night he came unto them, walking upon the sea, and would have passed by them. But when they saw him walking upon the sea, they supposed it had been a spirit, and cried out. For they all saw him and trembled. And immediately he talked with them, and said unto them, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And he went up to them into the ship, and the wind ceased, and they were sore amazed in themselves beyond measure, and wondered. For they had considered not the miracle of the loaves, for their heart was hardened. And when they had passed over, they came unto the land of Gennesaret, and drew to the shore. And when they were come out of the ship, they straightway knew him, and ran through that whole region round about, and began to carry about in beds those who were sick, where they heard he was. And whithersoever he entered, into villages or cities or country, they laid the sick in the streets, and besought him that they might touch it, if they that wait, oh my goodness, that they might touch, if it were but the border of his garment, and as many touched him were made whole. They said their hearts were hardened because they didn't consider the miracle of the loaves. Because before this, in the other verses, he fed the 5,000 people with loaves. Not the story with the boy, a different story. And most people, I forgot which verse that was, or if that was a different story. But Yahushua told the people, most of them, is that the reason that they came back, not because that they believed in him, because they wanted more food, which shows that most of the people of that time, they didn't want to believe that Yahushua was really a son. Even the disciples who were with him for a little bit, because this was the beginning of his ministry, even they didn't believe that much. Yeah, that's just something that stuck out to me. Does anybody else have anything?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, good. I'm good.
All right, now it's time for the Creation Nugget by Kai.
Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 through 8 says, Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in the summer and gathers its food for at harvest. So ants are known for being very strong and working very hard. They work most of the summer and spring, and then I believe, and they usually rest in the winter. Well, not really rest. They just go inside their hives or in the winter. Now, ants, they do have a queen, but their queen only lays the eggs for the colony, which is just making more workers to work and soldiers and all that stuff. So the reason why Solomon was bringing up ants in these verses was because he was talking to the lazy people of his generation, And in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it says, there's a time for everything, a season for every activity under the heavens. There's a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to rebuild, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, etc. Now, he's not really saying like there's a time where you should just go and start killing people for no reason. This is just like saying that there's a time for everything, including a time for work. Now, a lot of people in this generation, they don't want to work. They just want to be on social media all the time.
Yeah.
Just,
The cat watching movies.
yep. And they want to be lazy. But this, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. But Proverbs, Solomon is trying to tell us to make sure that we're working hard in the season for working. Let me just close this off because it's not working. They work hard in the season for working and you can rest when it's time to rest.